this is ridiculous. You don't know the details. I don't know the details either. I'm saying that I don't know the details. You don't either. If you're trying to pick apart the details off of what Ethan has said, either embellishing or jokingly on the podcast, like clips that that you saw from his podcast, you're not going to understand the full scope of the situation. Oh, Philly D showed your statements in a new video. Yeah, this is Ethan Klein says snark Redditors call CPS on his kids. We'll talk about that. Philip DeFranco put me in his video
this year that we've largely kind of stepped away from things that could be deemed drama in the community. Or there's so many things in the world right now being torn down, set on fire. We've really tried to pivot and focus on most of those things. But this, it's not drama. It rises above, right? And so for those unfamiliar, Ethan Klein is a longtime YouTube creator, very big podcaster. And while this story is heavily centered on a video that he posted yesterday, the actual story goes back a little bit further than that. Because Ethan first said that CPS, Child Protective Services, visited his house during an H3 podcast episode on Friday, explaining.
An anonymous call went into them on the 3rd, saying that they were somebody that works at the house, and they wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses.
With Ethan then going on to say that a CPS agent had to visit their house, talk to both he and his wife, Hila, look around the home, see the kids, and the agent eventually needs to return to interview the kids because of the call. And then after...
That's insane, by the way. I don't know how the like, what... I don't understand what the CPS is even thinking that they would do a follow-up investigation as though there's any sort of veracity. Like, guys... I know a lot of you have opinions on Ethan Klein, okay? And regardless of what he has like admitted on clips on YouTube or whatever, he is a multi-millionaire with nannies and maids and shit. Like, no, I don't think his children are running around and rolling around in dog shit and getting diseases, okay? Like, get the fuck out of here. I think it's I think it's a completely erroneous CPS call. And number 2, I think it's also completely ridiculous to call CPS in general. I would never in a million years entertain this shit. And I said as such when I even found out, about it, when someone in chat, what do you call it? Someone in chat said it. I don't understand how the CPS would actually conduct an investigation. Like, I don't think that there is any world where separating Ethan Klein from his children would be better for his children. That is psychotic. I don't believe that. Like, what are people supposed to think? I mean, you can't, dude, come on. Don't behave in the same way that Ethan's drones behave. You can't understand the full scope of a situation involving parents off of what you have deemed off of clips on a podcast. Even if he's voluntarily revealing this shit, you don't know if he's embellishing it because he wants to be funny and not really thinking about what that might look like to people that are watching. Please. I'm being serious. Don't do that. Like, that's you're no better than the H3 production subreddit if you behave like that. Okay? I don't know why CPS would take an anonymous call seriously and come back and do an actual investigation. I don't even know if this actually happened, for the record. I don't know anything. I have no idea of knowing what actually happened.
After that, he went into more detail on that incident, the context around it, and what he believes is the root issue in a video that he posted yesterday titled, "This is So Up."
Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150.
What is this? Hasan needs to fake his death and join WITSEC, and someone needs to 5150 Ethan and put him in a room? What the f?
To get me committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point, I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is, once you target my children...
Oh, yeah, he had the gloves on beforehand.
Then a line's been crossed.
Because you don't know how CPS works, I still think it's crazy. 1, chatter saying you can't do anonymous CPS reports are wrong, especially in LA. 2, is likely department policy to do a follow-up interview. Yeah, I don't know the full details of Child Protective Services and how they operate, okay? But please, this goes beyond swatting and bomb threats, which Ethan and virtually every content creator, myself included, have dealt with regular frequency. Whether we voluntarily reveal that information or not doesn't matter. I'm going to always hit a NOLO plea here, okay? I will not confirm nor deny whether or not I have to deal with those sorts of things. Having said that, however, it is a constant in the background of every other streamer's lives. Most content creators, unfortunately, have to deal with this shit, and there's no real legal protections against that sort of thing. And most content creators don't actually talk about it because it just creates more copycats and people doing that sort of shit. CPS is a step, I think, way too far beyond that. It's already too far in terms of like lives in jeopardy, but it is completely ridiculous to do such a thing.
It cannot be walked back.
With Ethan noting that while he held nothing against the CPS agent who visited their house because he was just doing his job, he still found the whole ordeal to be invasive and overwhelming.
He's called the pediatrician that takes care of the kids. He talked to them, pretty much sifted through every angle of our life having to do with our kids, in an extremely violating, insulting, unbelievable.
Ethan says CPS told him it's someone you know who reported it. Wait, really? I'm a CPS social worker. I want to stress that it's a normal part of the process follow-up. I'm not going to say if someone online did it, but it's also very possible the doctors themselves probably reported, considering the baby had Giardia. May seem like a little odd. Did his baby even have Giardia? Is that true? Or did Ethan just like kind of say that as a joke or whatever? I don't know any of these details. I don't want to know any of these details. I don't really, like, I think this stuff is, my position on this is just completely that it is like, it is ridiculous that he got the CPS called on him. That's what I think. I'm not entertaining any of this shit. I don't, like, I think it's silly to entertain any of this shit. The kid didn't, the dog did. Yeah.
Way. You can't believe that you, as somebody who has done nothing wrong, has taken care of your kids, to be subject to this forcible.
Dude, you're literally talking shit without knowing details. Are you kind of an out-of-touch take on CPS, though? You're literally talking shit without knowing the details? Brother, I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. You don't know the details. I don't know the details either. I'm saying that I don't know the details. You don't either. If you're trying to pick apart the details off of what Ethan has said, either embellishing or jokingly on the podcast, like clips that that you saw from his podcast, you're not going to understand the full scope of the situation. Okay? That's crazy. That's it. And don't send me clips, okay? Don't send me clips to be like, see, here he is admitting that his child had Giardia or whatever. Like, that's wild. Don't do that.
Investigation because of some freaks online.
And as far as who did this, he said that his digging brought him to snark subreddits. With the first one being dubbed H3 Snark, though it looks like it's now moved over to a new page called H3H3_Productions. And for those that don't know, a snark page or subreddit is essentially devoted to criticizing or making fun of that topic, right? There are general snark pages for calling out influencers, ones about not liking certain.
Don't entertain this. Anything you say will be spun against you. That clip of you condemning the likely fraudulent CPS call when you first heard it was used by the usual actors to shit on you for not condemning it enough, saying you made it about yourself or something. Do not entertain any of this. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't care. Like, oh my God. Are you telling me that people are going to yell at me regardless of what my position is while not understanding what my position is or saying it, or they want me to falsely take ownership over it? Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm still going to fucking, you know, I'm still going to say what I'm saying, what my suspicion is in this
celebrities,
situation.
And it goes on. And so an H3 snark page would be anti-H3, anti-Ethan and Hila, and Ethan doesn't think that Reddit's doing enough about this overall problem. But also, he thinks that major creators are allowing them to thrive.
The problem is that this subreddit, this community, is being legitimized by creators such as Hasan, such as Denims, such as Mike from PA, and all these leftist commentators who think they can get one up on me by sicking and participating and legitimizing the most crazed psychopaths on the internet.
Right, with Ethan specifically accusing Hasan and other creators of, at the very least, minimizing what the subreddit has done, and at one point appearing to suggest that Hasan's fans were responsible for the CPS call and other targeted harassment towards him. And that, as Hasan and Ethan have been at odds for a long time now. They're former friends, former podcast hosts, and there are a lot of recent tensions that are tied to their opposing views around the war in Gaza. Their relationship and the fallout, it's long and storied. But going back to Ethan's video, he then went on into more context as to why the CPS call specifically accused him of letting his kids eat feces off the floor, and he showed a stream from the beginning of the month where a creator by the name of Denims reacted to a creator by the name of Bad Empanada.
The house is just like covered.
Meanwhile, you had no idea of any of this at all? Yeah, I don't. But it doesn't stop people from speculating that I'm actually secretly coordinating all of this. I'm entangled in a deep, dark conspiracy. It's just like, Bro, you can get scared of your own shadow at this point and be like, nope, that was Hasan. Hasan is the reason why I'm afraid. Like, get the fuck out of here.
In dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it.
How is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit.
With Ethan also pointing out that the chat was encouraging CPS to be called, but also Ethan said that the idea that his kids eat feces, it's been taken out of context from a story that he told around a month ago. Right in that, because he previously talked about how his dog had an infection that caused it to have.
Bonerbox was talking about how you install Reddit mods and a bunch of subs the other day. Bro, what? No, you're fucking joking. Like, see, look, this person's just said, I filed another report at your command, sir. This person is obviously fucking joking, okay? Is it a subject that is not a laughing matter? I agree. I don't think it's a subject that's a laughing matter. But this person is not making fun of the subject itself, but rather how silly the claims are that I'm somehow involved in this. Now, you can take that and screenshot it and post it on the fucking H3H production subreddit, which has become a Hasan snark subreddit, ironically enough. And you can have, I don't know, maybe 1,000 upvotes talking about how Hasan's community is actually actively doing this, actively making fun of it, making light of a situation. This is how it works. This is why I also say, like, it's hard to get a full assessment of any kind of situation off of clips that you've seen of a podcast, you know? It's just why I'm saying, like, a lot of this gets lost in translation. A lot of the context gets lost. I'll bet money Hasan doesn't even know who's on Reddit. Okay, calm down. I mean, you're not wrong, but chill out, okay?
Have diarrhea, and then their baby, who's crawling around the house all the time, also started having diarrhea. So they assumed that the baby might have caught the dog's infection, right? Not from eating the dog's poop, but from constantly touching or licking any surface that the dog and its shedding fur came into contact with. So there, you had Ethan saying that it turned out that the baby didn't actually have the same infection as the dog.
Phil not pointing out that Ethan runs a snark Reddit and podcast and YouTube channel is insane bias. No, it's not. Come on, dude. Philip DeFranco is a fucking YouTuber. He's not gonna call while he's talking about Ethan Klein in the most sympathetic light for understandable reasons, because he is a victim in this process. At least with all readily available information, it is reasonable to make the assertion that like the CPS call was not exactly appropriate. In that situation, he's not going to turn around and be like, yeah, Ethan Klein has been running a snark subreddit against Hasan. Like, that's an insane expectation that you guys have. Come on.
Just some general baby diarrhea, but that's also where the whole notion started, with Ethan adding.
And that's why they called CPS. Because my 10-month-old baby, who's just starting to eat solid food, had diarrhea.
In the video, we then see Ethan go on to post a story from the creator, Bad Empanada, where he claimed he was behind the CPS call and then accused Hasan of supporting him and other streamers who feed into this snark. In there, accusing other creators like Denims of being insensitive about how serious the CPS call was, and pointing to a moment where Denim said it wouldn't impact his kids because they're so young.
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. There's a wide variation across across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is...
What? Oh, no. I'm watching other content creators fall in this trap. I fall into this trap all the fucking time. The trap of responding to a chatter. And then I suspect... Look, I don't know anything about what Denim said on this matter, okay? But I'm willing to bet that Denim's probably also said calling CPS on Ethan is not appropriate. I'm sure. Like, but if the only takeaway is carefully clipped shit that makes it seem like she is in defense of calling CPS, and that's the only thing that gets posted on LSF, that's the only thing that gets posted on Ethan's subreddit, that's the only thing that gets posted on Destiny's subreddit, then that's the only takeaway that someone like Philip DeFranco is going to have from this process. Most people don't scratch the surface beyond the information that is packaged neatly for them that goes along with a certain bias. The only way to avoid this kind of thing is to just not even respond to a chatter and then actively try to defend your position, because then Ethan will use it in his video to make it seem like you fucking might as well have called CPS on him. You know, she said it multiple times. She even said to direct any anger you have at calling political representatives. Yep. Yeah, there's no reason to engage with this shit. No, I hate this shit. There's an entire economy of streamers representing the left, but dragging out useless drama content like this, knowing you are going to tank the flag that comes from it, and they know what comes from it, they know they need to grow up. I mean, they can cover whatever the fuck they want. I'm not going to tell them not to cover something. I don't have any control over them. They are adults in their own, okay? Like, calling CPS was good, though. Okay, dude. Calm down. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, that's just how it goes. I know that's how it goes.
Is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming.
It is pretty funny that, like, I somehow get mentioned in this when, like, I fucking have no knowledge of these events that transpired, no interest in entertaining the claims being made, like absolutely ridiculous. And I'm actively anti-calling CPS on YouTubers, unless they're like fucking family tubers that are very clearly abusing their children on camera. You know what I mean? It's just like, how the fuck am I getting involved in this? How am I mentioned in this at all? Ugh, God.
Memories at 3.
You literally just read out of your mouth that the average adult starts forming memories at 3. What is happening? Her defense for sending the CPS to break up our family and to interrogate our 3- and 5-year-old is that, don't worry, kids don't remember stuff.
But then from that, Ethan goes on to focus on how he thinks that snark pages at large have just gone too far. He's saying that they knowingly spread false rumors, accusing the mods of doxing it.
Yeah, you know what I was doing at that time, dude? You know what I was doing at that time? I was covering fucking Trump's tariffs, okay? Because I don't think, Ethan doing whatever the fuck is all that relevant. And in terms of, once again, the CPS being called on him, I think it's completely unacceptable. That's my position. Holy fuck. I don't think you're like actively defending the Palestinian cause by doing such things. I don't even think anyone in this community did it anyway. I think it's like a fucking... I think that's a silly ass way to like get me involved in this conversation so that I say something and then they can be like, see? Even he had to call out his own community. It's like, no, it's not my fucking community that did this. I will never entertain that shit, okay? Get the fuck out of here. We got adults in here. Yeah. Motherfuckers are more worried about egg prices and the tariffs and what that's doing to their 401ks rather than, tackling the minutia of Ethan's commentary on a day-to-day fucking basis. The only time I ever talk about Ethan is when I'm addressing a very clear, very active, ongoing smear campaign that he's engaging in, where he has lied in such an obvious fucking way in an attempt to also turn around and desperately brigade some podcast that I've been a part of or whatever. That's the only time I ever fucking bring this shit up. Or Hasbro.
His office and adding,
Has Reddit done anything, despite us complaining, making noise, reaching out for the past 2 years about this snark community?
with him going on to say that not only has Reddit not helped, but he believes they're protecting these snark groups. And that in part because he's tried to get these pages taken down, but that's resulted in no long-term success. And this is other major creators have been able to get them removed for harassment, so he thinks there's a double standard, with him also explaining.
This is one of my favorite examples. We made a subreddit called Snark to make fun of snark subreddits in general. And the community was actually starting to pick up steam and become pretty active. Well, it was removed. Why was it removed?
Wait, what? What? You made a snark subreddit? Oh, what the bro? Get off Reddit, dog. What are you doing? I already had this exact experience a long ass fucking time ago with LSF and with Destiny's subreddit, which still are active vectors of hate. Okay? LSF, Livestream Fails, used to be a blossoming community where everyone could gather and figure out what the fuck was going on Twitch. Then LSF was brigaded all the time, consistently, and then literally exchanged ownership into the hands of someone who was petitioned to be Sex Pestini's Orbiter of the Year, Stale 2000. Who used to work at Twitch and became an active and prominent member of Destiny's community, and also simultaneously became the mod of LSF as an orbiter. He still is very active in Destiny's community. They openly say all the fucking time that they're manipulating LSF with regular frequency. Sometimes Destiny's community yells at Stale 2000 for not you know, whipping the fucking the LSF community in Destiny's favor because too many people know about his sex crimes now. You now get banned if you mention Epstein's sex crimes at all for 28 days. That's hilarious. All they're going to do is basically melt the entirety of the subreddit user base at that point. What exactly does it mean when you have ownership of the subreddit? They did like a hostile takeover. Basically, he became the main moderator of LSF. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this shit up is because you can either try to actively go to war with a subreddit, but people have a shit ton of time on their hands. And those people who have a shit ton of time on their hands are always going to win that battle of attrition. Or you can just stop looking at these things. Stale said, I don't want to be an influencer. I want to have influence. Oh my God. They still pushing the sex past? Intelligence. 0 upvotes, 31 comments. Wow, what an amazing clip. Guess we can't all be as smart as someone sending non-consensual sex tapes to a Discord kitten they never met in person. Is this the guy famous for recording a Grindr hookup without consent? He can't go anywhere without people obviously bringing up his sex crimes, okay? He just can't go anywhere without it. So they can try and actively delete comments, naysayers, people who bring up his sex pest behavior all day, every day, but it doesn't fucking matter. I've been sending you the link of E admitting to creating a snark subreddit about you. Ethan literally said, we created a subreddit. Supposedly it was not him. What is this? Oh yeah, I saw this. I'm going to talk about this in a second. What? Ethan
have
Klein.
to imagine that they are actively participating in it. Because why? When we make a Hasan, when somebody makes a Hasan Piker snark, it gets banned immediately for harassment.
What?
That I have to imagine that they are actively participating in it. Because why? When we make a Hasan, when somebody makes a Hasan Piker snark, it gets banned immediately for harassment.
I don't know what to say about it. I know that there were some Hasan snark pages that were created. I think it was Dan Saltman and Destiny's community that made them, but because they obviously violated the rules of Reddit, I think they got taken down. That's what they constantly bring up, because they were like openly trying to brigade, like they were using the subreddit to fucking do mass clips. I don't know if Ethan was involved in that alongside Dan Saltman, or if he accidentally said that, but he meant like, Destiny made the subreddit, but he accidentally said we. Yeah. What is this? Literally this? What the fuck is this?
Reddit, where you decentralize and everyone.
Well, you know, there's a new subreddit, by the way. If you guys haven't subscribed to this.
So no, there's not.
There is a new subreddit. It's reddit.com/r/Hasan Piker.
Isn't that his?
That isn't.
Is that not his?
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a Hasan subreddit. Yeah.
Hasan's friends supporting a death threat against Ethan Klein. Hasan claims to get a warning for showing Houthi propaganda video on Nick. Complains about Twitch's hyper-visual rules to a very nervous-looking... What?
Wait, how?
Did you get it somehow?
Not me, but some intrepid people that
This
got
is old
tired.
Reddit. This is old Reddit.
Is that his actual one?
No.
No, his is Hasan_Piker.
Okay.
Oh.
Who has this? They've had this
I'll tell you what
forever.
happened is that someone saw how insane that he got. This was just a redirect for a long time. Someone saw how
It was Didigi's community that created them. They were banned because the mods violated the no contacting advertiser rule for their own sub. Yeah, that's what I heard about that. All of this happening without my knowledge, by the way, which is even funnier. Like they're actively making stuff. They're actively making stuff and then failing on their own. And then like, it's like that meme of the fucking person that gets on a bicycle and then stabs the fucking tire of the bicycle and then goes, how could someone else do this to me? That's what they're doing. Like, they're just shadow boxing and constantly punching themselves in the fucking face. Oh, dude, this much investment, it cannot be good for your soul, dude.
insane that he got. And they're like, you know what? I don't want to be involved with this, but they gave it over to someone else. And then that person was like, hey, listen, I'm going to start using it. Like, fucking awesome. Go for it.
Oh my God.
So how does Hasan fit into this broader picture?
Hasan is...
You don't want him
gun.
banned, right?
I don't care about Hasan. Well, Hasan is the gun. Do you blame the gun or do you blame the man?
True.
Well, it's a
Do you
sentient.
want to ban guns?
It's a sentient gun. It's a sentient gun.
Oh, sentient.
The gun's choosing to shoot.
Okay.
It's just being held up.
Do you?
And who's
It's being supported.
What about?
Why do you focus on all this gossip? Bro, what are you talking about? This is literally someone talking about creating a snark subreddit against me. And then Ethan used that as an example where he accidentally said that he was involved in the creation of this snark subreddit against me. And he's using that in his video where he's saying Hasan was able to take out his own snark subreddits. I didn't. Like, why wouldn't you, chatter? If this was about me, it would be on my fridge. Like, what am I supposed to do? Bro, I love gossip. I think he probably said we in that clip on accident. Like, I don't think he actually created it, but maybe he did. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know what level of mania he's fucking operating on.
Move for harassment.
With Ethan then claiming that the community is reopened.
But I don't know why he would actually actively create a snark subreddit for me when he uses his relatively active subreddit as a snark subreddit for me. There's like posts on there talking about like what clothes I wear, how shitty I look, like every little thing that I do, they've decided they're against now. Even if like it corresponded to their worldview prior, they've completely dropped that. No more politics. It's just their only expression of politics is now anti-Hasan. Yeah, they talk about how my glasses are fake, dude. What the fuck? So I don't know why he would ever create a snark subreddit specifically dedicated to me when he's just using his own subreddit for that purpose anyway. Even with the Noah vid, none of them watch, just talking shit. Yeah.
The new moderator was also a moderator for one of the H3 snark pages. And with that, arguing that these platforms are protecting people who go after it.
So here we are, where it's acceptable to call child protective services on people as an act of political protest on a website, Reddit, in which they do not care, they protect it, they enable it.
I saw a clip of you calling you racist for saying Korean men are pretty sexist. Holy moly. That's not going to get a lot of mileage in the girly pop nation, let me tell you, okay? Girly Pop Nation knows what the fuck is going on with the gender wars in Korea. I was wrong about the gender wars in Korea. I thought it wasn't that significant. I didn't realize how bad the problem truly was. This doesn't mean every single Korean man is a fucking I was gonna say racist. Every single Korean man is a sexist pig or whatever. But god damn, dude, shit is busted out there. We're moving in that direction as well. Don't get me wrong, but. Anyway.
At what point has this gone too far? And how much worse can it get before something is done about it?
Right, as far
in response to the Giardia and CPS situation, they made a compilation of Kaya pooping / peeing in the house when she was a puppy being potty trained. They're fucking crazy. Shut the fuck up. What? Okay. That seems pretty crazy. I kind of want to watch the compilations now to relive Kaya's fucking glory days. Look at her ass now, just sleeping. They're unhinged. They clip the piss maxing. Yeah. Notice how there are pads on the ground. Compilation of pooping and peeing inside of his house. 1K upvotes. Love this. It's almost as if this is a normal aspect of dog / animal ownership. Who knew? But also, Ethan and Hila never said that their dogs poo or pee inside the house. I've never said, what the fuck? The only time I made an inference was when I said my dog is trained. That's it. And his dogs are objectively not. That's it. Why the fuck does this have 1,000 upvotes? Because Kai is very
you
cute.
Could lead by example. Maybe she needs to see her dog dad poop outside. There's also mine. Goblin technique. Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Kai decided, oh, it's time to fucking piss. Oh, look at how fucking cute she is, dude. Look at that. Look at that little nugget. She was so tiny. I cannot believe that is the same dog. Literally all over the house. I will be pissing everywhere, looking directly at you. I'm falling asleep after a long night of pissing all over the fucking house, and then came back and then pissed in the middle of the living room. And I said, no, stop it. And then she turned around and did not proceed to stop it. She still had so much piss left in her. She started running away and pissing at the same time. Just running and fucking piss maxing, dude. Oh.
And she thought that like it wasn't her in the wrong, it was I in the wrong for being upset at her pissing in the fucking middle of the goddamn house. She pooped inside in a random place that we didn't even find out until later. But lately has been just going out there, fucking around, hanging out, and then coming back inside to pee, which is very frustrating. She just looks right at you, walks in, looks right at you, takes a shit or a piss directly inside of the house. Everyone around me sick. My mom is sick. I went to go work out this morning and I told my mom to take care of her for a little bit. Immediately, she was like, oh yeah, I brought her outside, and then she played, and then she came back inside and pooped in her office, and then pooped in another fucking corner. She pooped inside twice. An absolute pooping monster.
Look at her. Oh, it's so funny. Did you get Giardia? No, I did not get Giardia. What the fuck? No. This is all when I was training her. Notice how there is a training pad right there? I was training her to piss and poop outside. Also, I don't have kids. And I very famously picked it up immediately after the incidents occurred. What the fuck? This is a dog shit argument? Yeah. It's cute. It's unhealthy that someone was like, oh, I'll show him. Compilation of Hasan talking about his dog pooping and peeing inside of his house. They're like, yeah, it's time to call what? Like Child Protective Services? Like, what the fuck? When's the last time she had an indoor accident? A couple weeks ago, she had diarrhea. Like, she was sick and she rushed into the bathroom and just laid one out. But she's good now. I mean, but it was because she was sick, to be fair. But other than that, she has not had any incidents. Call CPS, cute puppy spectators. It's pretty funny because like Kaya is off leash trained as well. So I mean, she's incredibly well trained, as you guys literally know. So this is the process that it took. This is the process that took to get her. But yeah, I mean, this is a testament to this subreddit being utilized as a snark page. But anyway, weird stuff overall.
As far as the reaction to that video, I mean, if you go into the comments, you have a lot of people agreeing with him that it's just gone too far, that targeting children is not okay, right? And that sentiment appearing to come from both people that support him as well as people who have historically not liked him. Folks writing things like, regardless of people's opinions on Ethan, you would think everyone could agree that getting CPS involved is unhinged. Others focusing on the fact that whoever called CPS diverted resources away from someone who may have actually needed them. Though then all of that, while on the opposite side of the internet, including on some of those snark pages, you have people questioning the validity of Ethan's CPS story. Then also had some people that Ethan called out responding, or Bad Empanada posting these on his Instagram story, but then also calling out Ethan, saying that he encourages his fans to go after his ops online and reveals their personal information too.
That is true. Ethan does do that, like a lot, which is pretty crazy. Like a lot more than I think is I mean, there's not like any amount that is appropriate, but he does it like way, like that's the type of shit also that I guess he does it on Instagram for the most part. So it's, I guess people don't report it, but like if you were to do that on your live stream on Twitch, you would instantly get banned. Like if I were to do that, I would instantly get banned. Other streamers have been banned for a racist dono. People have tried to get me banned for someone saying the N-word in a donation and me being like, I have your email. Why would you give me your fucking email when you're saying the N-word? Like, why would you associate your email by saying the N-word? And people have tried to clip that to be like, see, he's like threatening to dox someone, which I never did, for the record. Like, I never doxed any of these people. But I'm the only reason why I'm explaining this is because, like, that's the level of rigidity with Twitch's terms of service, which is odd because, like, doing it live on your show is pretty fucking crazy. Deciding that someone is a bad person and then just like actively doxing them to your audience and then having that fucking person and their whole family get swarmed by your fan base. Like,
additionally, you had Hasan reacting on stream to the claim that his fans were behind the CPS call by saying,
why in the ever-loving would I ever do that, or even one of my fans would ever do that? He said that? Is there a thing that happens on the planet to Ethan that I am not responsible for? Let me tell you why I would never do that. Because I'm not Ethan Klein. Okay? That's right. I would never in a million years entertain such a thing. Never, ever, ever. The fact that people have done that is also insane. I don't know who did it. I don't know what they did. But the notion that, like, I would ever entertain that is insane. It's pure projection. It's quite literally projection. I have not done a fraction of what he has done to me.
With Hasan then saying that he's made it clear that he thinks snark pages are problematic. Right, he ended up echoing a lot of that in a statement to us today, writing, "I think random people calling CPS on a content creator is insane. It's completely unacceptable. I assume he has nannies and maids to take care of the kids when he's working. Wasting government resources and possibly freaking out little kids of a YouTuber you don't like is when his family are okay." Now, ultimately, as a recording, that is where we are. Of course, keep in mind,
That's journalism, baby. Reaching out for a quote. Why did they ask you for a statement? Like, why is the onus on you to respond to that? I mean, I'm happy that they did. I don't know why. I hope that, you know, people don't come away thinking that I take responsibility over this, because I do not. That is fucking nutty. Hasan, owner of K9 Magazine. We'd love to offer you a cover. We're Kim K's first cover, but please don't hold that against us. We're looking for socially responsible dog owners. What? Responsible dog ownership? We have a dog overpopulation crisis? The fuck is that? I'm good, man. No, I'm not going to fucking do that. That seems like an insane bit. It seems freaky. That seems freaky. Anyway, I don't know.
with the people that we're talking about being content creators, it's moving at the speed of the internet. But for now, what I want to do is say, you know, that is a story, that's the news. I'd love to know your thoughts. And I do want to share a bit of my opinion here. You know, I can't speak to the back and forth between Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker, or any of these other creators involved. But what I can say is that to call CPS to harass a creator or someone you do not like is genuinely fucking insane. It is disgusting. It is wrong. It's not just a waste of government resources. I would argue this is just a different version of trying to swat someone. If someone gets swat.
Yeah, I agree with this, by the way. I think it's fucking ridiculous. Now, of course, if information comes out that it was like his doctor that did this or some shit, obviously that's very different. I doubt it though. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem like a valid concern from someone just like directly did. It feels like someone just like made this call and did it so that CPS would go and have to look into it and investigate it. And part of the reason why they had to is I assume they just like use these clips that of him talking about his dog pooping or whatever. And then they were like, this is enough evidence or some shit. He said on air that they told him it was someone he knew. Yeah. Has Ethan ever provided proof that CPS even showed up? I don't know, but I don't think he's lying about that, dude. Also, what am I supposed to do? Look up like fucking Child Protective Services and like the way that they operate in California? Like, I have no reason to investigate these claims. I'm going to take it at face value because of what I do know about the ways in which content creators get fucking routinely harassed. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
You want to harass, you want to scare them. Worst case scenario, someone gets fucking killed. If someone knowingly calls CPS to harass, they're trying to harass you. They're trying to scare you. And then worst case scenario, the system is fucked and you lose your family. And I'd want to see the people responsible for fake CPS calls punished in a similar fashion to swatting calls. I mean, how many stories have we covered over the years where there are children that are genuinely being abused and mistreated and need help, and you're fucking taking resources away because you want to harass a YouTuber? That's not warranted. It doesn't get validated or get a pass whether I like the person or I fucking hate the person. You know, ultimately, that is the story. And then separately, my opinion. And then, of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in those comments.
A rich white family, but hey, I mean, yeah, that part is what kind of makes it even more ridiculous. Like, he has the resource to take, like, the way I think about it is like, CPS, like, separating Ethan's kids from Ethan is going to cause unimaginable harm to his children and Ethan as well. Like, as opposed to him being a responsible parent, which I have no reason to believe he's not. His delusions online do not factor into this consideration. You know? What? He said in his latest video that there's a massive conspiracy and collusion between Twitch and Reddit to harass him. What? Reddit board member found at Twitch, Michael Seibel, is currently the board of... What? Okay. Yeah. No, it's... Hasan controls the media. Hasan controls Twitch. Hasan also controls Reddit. He showed a Google Map image of Reddit and Twitch headquarters being close to each other and try to connect the dots. That's crazy. That's like some fucking InfoWars style thinking right there. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, Turks control my media. Why else would be getting big, burly, sexy men on my screen 24/7? True. What is this? If Hasan wasn't hot, no one would ride him this hard. 900 upvotes. Sorry, it's unfair and a hard truth of our society, but a truth nonetheless. Why are so many of my haters constantly talking about how much they want to fuck me and ride me? That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment, I guess. So much of this turns into stupid, sexy Hasan. God, I hate how fucking hot he is. Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop looking at this. Oh, I fucking hate it. He's sexy as hell. Oh, I hate that his sexy ass armpit is in my face. I want to smell it. Okay, but someone did that. In order to source all of those videos and put together a 1 minute and 30-second clip compilation, you must have, at a certain point, like that process probably took like hours just to source all of those videos, right? Like on hour 2, you should have been like, what am I doing? Should I do this? Like the second hour, you should have been like, I don't think this is a smart thing to, what have I done with my life? How did I get here? You know, he's got the tongue out, like on the side of his mouth, just like on fucking Final Cut Pro. It doesn't even have Premiere. Yeah. This one's going to do numbers on the subreddit. Yo, that's crazy. Holy shit. Anyway, fuck. I can't believe this is what's happening in the world, dude. What the fuck? People need to dial it back. Oh, this was the last thing I wanted to show. We got an accidental attack on Wee Woo, friend of the show, Taylor Lorenz.
Okay, some H3H3 or Ethan Klein affiliated subreddit posted about me and was like, Taylor Lorenz comes out against Ethan Klein, da 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 da. I have been getting a nonstop barrage of hate messages, like everything, ever since that happened. So I just thought I would hop on here. I feel like Keemstar doing like a video message, but I have nothing to do with this drama. You guys, I have absolutely nothing to do with this drama. I can't even...
Hasan is a true scumbag along with his fan base. Well, if you say so. Is this the Nazi stream? This is why I don't ban these motherfuckers. Okay, mods, you clip them. You end up clipping their wings, okay? When you clap them ahead of time, you end up clapping them before they can say the funniest shit, dude. He's like, is this the Nazi stream? That's such a funny way to approach this. Like, imagine. Yeah, dude, this is a Nazi stream. Fucking idiot. No, that's down the street. That's next door. You knocked on the wrong door, friend. Shit. You'll get him next time, though. Don't worry. All right, let's keep it.
Explain how not tapped into this drama I am. I'm so busy writing about other things. I've been following it tangentially, and I did share a meme that I thought was funny that was basically like, you know, kind of making fun of Ethan seeing Hasan everywhere. It was a meme like, oh, Ethan seeing Hasan in his carpet, because at least on my timeline, all I've seen for 9 months is Hasan posting about Ethan. And so I just was like, oh, yeah, he really can't shut up about him. He really talks.
She meant Ethan posting about Hasan, not Hasan posting about Ethan.
About him all the time. I'm not taking some sort of like, I have seen obviously what Ethan is dealing with the snark subreddits. I've written extensively about snark subreddits. This is a topic that I cover a lot. I wrote about it a lot in my book. I've interviewed influencers that have sued to get their snark subreddits taken down. I've written a lot about the company's policies around these things. So if I was to cover anything, I would cover that side of it. And from what I understand, somebody on these subreddits called CPS on him and all this stuff. That is concerning, right? Like, I worry about the effects that these sort of online mobs can have on people's real life, and when children are involved, that's concerning. That said, I'm not writing about it right now. I haven't really been super up on it. If there's things that you think I should know, please send them to me. I would love to be up to date on the situation. If I made a comment that was, you know,
I'm looking at the stupid ass. Sorry. I'm looking at my stupid ass community post on the side. Haas carpet is real, and I'm tired of pretending we don't see it. Here's a handy guy for seeing the truth. Stay vigilant. Stay woke. You guys are so stupid. I swear to God. I can't believe that fucking post got 37,000 likes. Holy shit, dude. The caca. I'm making a caca compilation.
Ignorant or something. It's really just because I haven't been paying attention that much. Everybody knows where I stand on Israel and Palestine. Obviously, I think what Israel is committing is a genocide. I don't think it's my views.
I mean, she literally privately said the truth about Joe Biden, and then a bunch of fucking narcs in the media outed her and made a whole ordeal about it. And in the process, I guess like it actually was beneficial for her overall, because like she left Washington Post, but the reality is like Washington Post fell apart shortly after. And there are still wonderful journalists out there, obviously, that work at Washington Post, many of which I love and admire their work. But, you know, Taylor is one of the, if not the best internet culture reporter out there. And it is a space that, unfortunately, the traditional media has a very hard time getting invested in and understanding and covering. Yes, Gene is great. Jeff Stein is great. Like, there are a lot of great people on these outlets. But the reality of the matter is, in terms of internet culture stuff, a lot of people don't understand the space at all. And I think there's no one that's like communicating to the older audiences that still care about this sort of stuff and want to understand it. There's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people who are offering insight into all of this. Taylor is definitely one of the best
on that topic or any sort of secret. I know that it sounds like Ethan has different views. I deal with people all the time that have different views, okay? I talk to people all day long that have different views on this topic. I talk to a lot of right-wing influencers that have radically different views. And that is the nature of being a journalist and living in the world. So I saw somebody was messaging me earlier, you're trying to like cancel him because of the Palestine stuff. No, I'm a huge supporter of Palestinian right to self-determination. Again, nobody needs to hear me pontificate on that issue. But the idea that I'm like not covering something or, you know, not covering somebody's snark campaign because of their stance on Israel, that's absurd. I write a lot about online dynamics and there's been so much news. So the only reason I haven't written about it is because it's mostly just been an interpersonal influencer beef and I haven't had time to look into the subreddit stuff. So if there's something that you think I should know, please keep me posted. But yeah, please leave me out of this discussion. I really have no involvement in
surely this will stop the rabbit haters. Surely.
Any of that.
I would encourage YouTuber fandoms to look and realize that there are big things happening in the country right now. I will continue to cover snark subreddits, but I'm not remotely up to date on the situation. I'm focused on bigger political and tech stories. Thanks for your understanding. Yeah. It's like, that's the other side of it, which is that, like, it's just crazy. It's crazy to just be like, wow, I can't believe this person has a difference in opinion or has sided with Hasan. Battle lines have been drawn. Get ready, brave warriors. Time to attack. Time to pounce. It's like, what are you doing, dude? The administrative state is being dismantled piece by piece in front of your fucking eyes. If you have even any remote interest in politics right now, you should be spending all of your time and effort attacking the endless faucet of